Warning, warning. This is the spoiler-filled review for both Dune Part 1 and Part 2 as a whole. If you want to see our thoughts on the previous two movies, you can look at the description below or wait until the end of this video to see the link to the respective spoiler-free reviews. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Yo, what's up? We're back again. I'm Iki Ali.
I'm Sa Ali,
And
we are Brothers Ali, and we're going to talk about All In, spoiler filled
for both parts 1 and 2 of Dune.
baby.
Yeah. Let's
Dune.
go.
Dunia. Get it?
Yes,
Yeah,
because
that's what Dune
apparently, that's the Fremen name, ancient Fremen name of planet Earth, which is Dune, Dunia, which is in Arabic means Earth. Or to be precise, world.
Again, we warn you, spoilers ahead. Okay, now we're trying not to go out of like arrangement of procedures of the plot beats, right? But at the same time, we're gonna focus more on the scenes that does stand out to us and the conclusion rather than going by the linear timeline presented by these two movies. So first, I want to talk about how Duncan Idaho like was gonna die, right? And I think the way they do it is kind of clean because one Duncan says to Paul, he says like it's nothing, I'm probably gonna die. But we as the audience know he's Bene Gesserit, half Bene Gesserit, right? So he can his dreams are premonitions of things that are like most likely to happen.
Yes,
You know?
yes.
Not really something that is just like mere dreams, right?
Yep.
So when he didn't die the first time because he went on scouting for 2 weeks before the rest of House Atreides land on Arrakis, I can kind of feel like he's totally gonna die later, not now. And later, it makes sense. And the whole fight scene featuring him feels very badass. Like there's no other word for it. How Duncan Idaho died, he died a freaking badass. And
Yeah.
as established when the shield becomes red, right? The shield becomes red is usually when the hit by slow steel, right?
Yes.
Because mostly the shield is meant to guard them from projectiles, even explosives, not really melee attacks. And melee attacks that are fast is like, a fast bullet. But if it's slow, it's more methodical. They can the shield can shield against that. And in the first movie, especially when the Harkonnens attack, it kind of feels pointless. Like a lot of people criticize the movie like, what's the point of the shield? It does nothing. They died anyways, right?
Actually, it's important,
But the thing is, you know why it does look pointless? Because practically speaking, when these two houses fight, the Harkonnens and the Atreides fight is supposed to be pointless because they both fight melee. They are both from the same people. They are cousins.
Yeah.
These people are related by blood and by the way they fight.
Yeah.
So it makes sense towards the end of Dune Part 2.
Yes.
How it was like made. Yes, you can say, Dune Part 1 wouldn't be good without Dune Part 2. But as a movie, it already is its own thing. It already like sets up how this person is going to transition. So how it ends there, to me, feels like when I watched Dexter. I didn't watch Dexter early on. I watched it late, so I already know that it ended badly. Season 8 was terrible, right? But towards the end of season 7, there is a death of one important character that have been there since the first season, since episode 1 even. And then it shows like fireworks, and you see the two main characters, the main support character and the main character just go away and try to escape the situation. It feels like they already concluded it. Like it shows like, yeah, this is where this character is heading, but you can kind of feel like you can end it there. And of course I did end it there. I did not proceed to season 7. I read the spoilers and it is as bad as I thought it would be, so I didn't bother wasting my time. And you can end it at season 7. That's good. So the first movie, to be really honest, I still think holds up on its own. Dune Part 1 can be its own movie in case they don't have money to make the second movie. I still think it can stand on its own, to be like a, if nothing else, like a movie for people to learn from how to make a great film. So I'm glad that it pans out this way. They were able to end this, and they setting up for more things later. But the thing is, this is like really good. Another good scene is when, Dr. Yue, after he betrayed House Atreides, right? Is like seeking the, I think he just puts like a tranquilizer, right? A paralyzing like a paralyzer and a tranquilizer, like slow. It's not like falling asleep right away. Leto is not falling asleep right away. It's just paralyzed at first, right?
Yes.
He, what do you call it thing? Install the teeth, the fake teeth that later Leto can bite on, and it will easily be is fragile, and it will release like some deathly gas, right?
Yeah.
I like the fact that Dr. Yue does all of that, betray House Atreides to save his wife, while not being naive enough, because he's a doctor, he's supposed to be smart, and he is smart, that he thought ahead. It's like, if I'm not gonna get my wife, you're gonna be there to exact revenge. And you may hate me, but you should hate the house that the house Harkonnen even more, because they made me do this. And at the same time, you can also still exact your revenge. So when supposedly Leto was kind of lure in Selvig with the whisper, and he came closer and he bite on the teeth and let go of that poison, it really feels very, it feels really good. It's like, even though it end up didn't kill Selvig, I call him Selvig because I keep forgetting his name or whatever. Stellan, Stellan character. It feels very oh yeah, like you got what you deserve. You got your just desserts, in the desert. I always hated that. What is like? I think they should switch. Dessert should have like one S. Desert should have two S. I think they should. Oh god,
English is just weird.
the Rebecca Ferguson scene in the early on in the movie, where she's like, make me pass you the water. It's very nuanced. It feels like, okay, one, if you use the voice, I will give you the water, but at the same time, as your mother, I'm gonna try training you with the training wheels on. Like, maybe I'll help you a bit. Yeah, maybe you didn't get me to give you water by command, by by using the force.
The force. The voice is the force.
Yeah.
There you go.
So yeah, if anything, the force is the voice, because Dune comes first, right?
Yes.
So yeah, I like that scene. I like that she is both the mother and Bene Gesserit at the same time. And I think the character that I think I like the most from the first movie is Dr. Kynes, because you can see in her eyes, like, obviously, I'm not saying that she's Fremen. I love the fact that she is very much people representing the UN, while at the same time more so considers the fate of her own people, the Fremen. It feels like a person who's I wouldn't say patriotic, more like a nationalist. You have nothing to say, dude. Come on.
Right. Tengah loading. Oh yeah. The part where, like, I mean, Lady Jessica, who is like the mother of Paul Atreides and the concubine of Duke Leto Atreides. Yeah, they're not married. Like I got a revelation again when I saw it on Netflix, and then we will reveal that what the Bene Gesserit have been doing all along, which is to orchestrate who would rule Arrakis on their whims, like what benefits them. They want House Harkonnen to be the ruler when actually it is them who's pulling the string all this while. Yeah, something like that. So it was revealed that these are like what the Bene Gesserit's role in the world of Dune is to like fuck around and find out. Basically.
Yeah, I think it's not really fuck around find out. It's more like they found out. They've been in power for a long time. I think they're like a very ancient civilization that, you know, spans even before the time of the Atreides and Harkonnens. So they already know what they're doing. And when they try to find the one, it's not in a way to find the person. No, it's to create that person.
Oh yeah.
They want to create the Messiah. They want to create the Savior. And the thing is, they establish three figures here. One is the one. The one that is for them, that they truly believe is their weapon to really create the best ruler of all that is truly practical. They're going for practicality. So second is the character that they made up, Lisan Al-Gaib. But the nuance here, the people of
The voice
Arrakis,
of the outside. It was translated as in this.
the voice of the outside, right?
Yeah.
But felt by the people of Arrakis, especially when they moved from Caladan, they sent the main family to the I think it's mostly the Atreides, not just main family, right? To the planet Arrakis. The voice for the outside seems like a figure like Jesus Christ, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and even for, the Prophet Muhammad for the people of Madinah, kan, is like the savior of that.
Actually, what the Bene Gesserit is ultimately trying to create is, I mean, like those two, like you said, the one and what was it, the other one?
The Lisa Gaib.
Bisa Gaib. In the end, it's actually like they're trying to create a being called Kwisatz Haderach. Which that is the messianic being they're trying to conjure. By doing all these
That's the thing.
things.
That's the thing. Like I said, back to like for the people of Arrakis, Lisan Al-Gaib may as well be the one.
Yeah.
Right? But unbeknownst to everyone, what they try to create is like, again,
The Kwisatz Haderach.
you can put the word here because it's very peculiar peculiar compound word.
Yeah.
So I
it's fun to
think
see.
I think this is a separate being than the one. The one is supposed to make way for that. That is supposed to be the
The final form?
the final form. No, and from the looks of it, the one that is going to be that is going to be played by Anate Joy. Supposed
Alia, which is Paul's unborn little sister.
to be, it's interesting that they make her an actual character. She can already speak to the mother, and it's very reminiscent of like the biblical Jesus, right? He can speak while he's a baby. if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the parallel there. Yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting. And the tree also, if you think about it, it's kind of like the Holy Spirit, Jesus, and God.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that.
Yeah. Because the author is really like soaking in all the different Abrahamic religions to make the world of Dune. So that there's Islam,
And
there's
also
Christian.
the modernity and the advance in science technology. They create a nice blend here
Yes.
that is very agreeable and is inoffensive because it is realistic to all of us. I mean, there are mentions of jinn in this one,
Yes.
and it just
In part 2, in part 2.
it just flows easy, like, and the people especially in the siege, she's stubborn, right? There are even Indians, so there's like most of the fragments are like
Middle Eastern.
Middle Eastern, Africans, Arabian, Indian, and yeah, and Asian. And when you look at the Harkonnens, they look more like the I would say Westerners and Europeans and something
Yes,
like that.
yes, yes.
But they don't do it in a way that is offensive to either side. Like in real life, they just do it in an allegorical way that is agreeable because it's just resemble us so much
Yeah,
from right now. But so what if we become like what do you call it thing? Back to being a Pangea or something, where we just like one race, like successfully done, by Attack on Titan, what was it like Mikasa Ackerman, she's half, they say Oriental. There's no more Asians at that time. There's Oriental and half German supposedly, right? But there's no Germans. There's no like not 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 just Asians. Let alone like there's not even like Japanese, Vietnamese, Chinese and all that. They're just Orientals because this so far in the future that there's no such thing as race anymore. There's just like a big congregation of different people like that. They what makes them the people is the culture and culture only. And it's depicted very well here. Because like when you look at the Harkonnens and the Atreides, because they're basically the same people. They basically like, you know, what Mongolians are to Koreans and Chinese at the time, right? Um, they are even like in the Coliseum where Elvis fought that guy. That guy is Asian.
yes.
But most of the depiction of the Harkonnens and the Atreides, they are people from the Western and the European side. But doesn't mean Asians can't be there.
Yes.
It is very effortlessly actually politically correct. It's not like it's not done in a like in your face kind of way. It's just done in a natural way that you see. That makes sense. I mean, like if you see people of a darker skin, of course they will come from the desert. You people from the lighter skin, they come from outside
And
of the
that
desert.
is geopolitically correct.
Yes.
Ah,
Yes,
yes.
that's what makes it good.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes it good in the sense that it it is not virtue signaling. It's not telling people that you should meet a quota. They just do it, like movies in the 80s do. They just do it. They don't have to talk about all the bullshit. Dude, Sigourney Weaver is like the main character one of the most epic franchises out there, I mean, like she's a badass female. They've been having that for a while since then.
Yeah.
People just pretend. I don't know why just suddenly just pretend that that's not the case, and then just pretend as if like only men get those roles. Like, dude, what the heck are you talking about, man? People love Hunger Games. That's Katniss Everdeen, and Katniss Everdeen is like what in the newer age where people start to talk about all this feminism bullshit and everything like that, right? But the thing is, this has been the case otherwise is that people tend to write characters that are men. If you want one woman, just do it. You don't have to preach to the choir, tell people, that you should do this and meet some quota. If you want to do it yourself,
Dude.
Just do it.
Like already they don't even have to try to be like fictionally because but they just it themselves. They can hold their own and they're mostly women.
Yeah.
And they are pulling the strings. They are making everyone their bitches. They might be women, but everyone else is their bitches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But them being powerful and authoritative has nothing to do with their gender, but their ability for clairvoyance, planning, and the fact that they were able to advise people to victory and expand colonies, create societies.
Yes.
Through what they do, they earn their place as the ancient civilization that is forming newer civilizations.
And they don't have to like be this like badass female warrior. Like, I mean, they are like they have their own belief system and they're very like in the dark, in the shadows. So they're like very skilled in whatever they're doing. And this includes recruiting, hot women. Like for example, Lady Jessica is quite hot, and also the one played by Lea Seydoux. They just like do that and be powerful on all of their own. They don't need to literally flex their muscle to show that we are powerful women and we get what we want.
What we're trying to say is like there are balances to all of this, and you it's not like you have to do what the other side is doing in order to prove yourself to be as good as the other side. Is that you do what you're good at, and therefore you can catch up. It's like you cannot tell a fish to climb a tree. That's dumb. A fish is best swimming, and monkeys are best at climbing and swinging around. That's the case. But anyways, what I like about Dune also, like this scene where the first time Stilgar comes into the picture, right? Duncan Idaho bring it, and then he spit. That scene was funny at the time because it's supposed to be like, we will be okay with you if you show us respect. And Stilgar is a very direct person. He does show respect. He is giving his moisture. This way is limited, by the way, in the world of Arrakis, because of the spice. It just permits all the nature. There's not so much H2O left. So, and most of the H2O is cultivated and hogged by the Harkonnen. So it's basically Mad Max. so so that is a sign of respect. And when Stilgar does that, and then also a well-known actor who play like a fun character, Aquaman, right? And other stuff, Jason Momoa, he's the one that pays that respect with his respect. Also, the back-to-back spitting, it is very much so funny at the time for people to watch it, but people who would, like I said before, I later on look at the some of the stuff that they did in the books. That's how I get the explanation of ni. Like it's a sign of respect to give one's limited moisture to another.
Wait. I think this is totally like they're intending it to be a funny scene because, like you said, I think the movie is what if Earth is living so far into the future. So this is like us, but in the far future. So because we judge this movie based on our standards, that's why it's funny because we splitting up.
That's the thing. The way they write it is meant to be funny for us to watch it, but at the same time very philosophically sound.
Like
If you find out later, it's like, again, I said before, like you tell, it's a good kid show, Gravity Falls. You watch it as a kid, you watch it with your kids, right? You're a parent, you watch it with your kids, or you watch it with your nephew, for example, right? You both enjoy, you both laugh, but he just laugh at the surface level joke for kids. But there's a double entendre. And then the adults like, I see what you did there. And that's why it's like, it's written so well because it has multiple.
Because we associate spitting as a sign of massive disrespect, but in this world, in the far future, that is like totally different thing because in Arrakis, water is important. So for you to give your body fluid to that person means that they respect you enough to give them your
limited
limited resources
of like existing. If you don't have water, you die.
to you.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And because they don't have to draw a parallel here about the importance of water, since this is supposed to be like our supposed future instead of like a fantastical one. Like I said, comparatively to Warhammer 40k, right? It just makes sense immediately when you started reading the books. Like, oh yeah, that's kind of funny. I want to talk about Jamis.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, leading to that, there's three like whispers in particular with the voice of Denis with. Okay, I could be wrong. People who read the books, you can tell me if I'm wrong or not. Oh, by the way, I'm not ever going to read the books. I'm just gonna, if I'm going back to the video to watch more about the comparison. I only watch videos. I'm not gonna watch the mini series, the failed movie attempt, I'm just judging all of this based on these two movies that I have, and some information that I got about the book.
I'm still gonna be interested in watching Jodorowsky's Dune, the documentary, but not the others.
Yeah, go ahead. Like, not interested.
Maybe,
I'm not.
maybe. It's a maybe.
I'm a one version kind of guy. If it's that good, it has been famous long ago. It was famous for being a failure, and I don't like failures. It's not fun. Not for me.
Ouch. Yeah, you're gonna hurt some fandom of Dune.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. The point is there are these two movies. I'm able to enjoy it, and this is for me. The rest is for you guys. You can take the scraps. I just eat the meat.
You
Alright.
freaking Harkonnen.
But anyways, they established like 3 scenes here, right? Where the whispers. I don't remember like what's the first one? I remember the second time where they go inside the like they try to run from the Harkonnens, escaping the Atreides base that was just under attack, right? They escape into the what do you call it, tornado, right?
Yeah.
So when they're in there,
Sandstorm, yeah.
sandstorm, when they're in the copter, right? There is a voice that tells them to let go. So he does. He turned off everything and he let go, and they were able to dive out of it because, you know, the flaps doesn't interrupt or does not fight with the wind current.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So yes, you know, one could think, oh, of course, scientifically that should be the way to go, but at the same time, they are in a sandstorm, running away from threat, out of fire into the pan. Yes. Out of the pan into the fire, right?
Yes.
And people can panic in those situations, and for the voice to do that, to help him, to guide him, that is very like, wow, this is the power of Bene Gesserit. That's very good, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the first one was Duncan, how he was gonna die, right?
Yeah.
So the third one, it shows listen to your friend, listen to a friend. So it shows Jamis, and for him to then kill Jamis, despite the voice is telling him to first listen to him, then die. So then the apa tu, the Harawit, so what is that?
The Kwisatz Haderach.
Kwisatz Haderach, which is in the tummy of his mother.
At this point in editing, I just found out that the Kwisatz Haderach can only be inherited by a male counterpart of the Bene Gesserit, should it ever happen, because Bene Gesserit is a sisterhood. So Paul, being half Bene Gesserit, grants him the power to unlock the Kwisatz Haderach. So Alia, the unborn child of Lady Jessica and younger sister to Paul Atreides, has nothing to do with being the Kwisatz Haderach. That's just my brother's assumption.
Would be born, because if he dies, they will capture her and they will survive, and so on. They get to live, and she will be able to give birth to his sister, right? Yeah. First, for him to listen to a friend, listen to Jamis. Second, to die so the sister can survive. But then third, it says kill. It says kill. So there is two things. That he end up killing Jamis, which is like fights the prophecies, you know. Whereas before, Duncan really did die. They were able to escape the sandstorm because of listening to the voice. And the third one is, for some reason, he's supposed to listen to a friend, meaning that supposedly he's gonna have a friend called Jamis, and it's gonna be like a long-term relationship, meaning that, you know, for a long-term relationship, the friend needs to live for a long time for them to not even be friends yet. And then he was like thrown into a situation where they have to fight to the death, and for him to kill supposed friend, right? He just straight up rebels against the voices. So it tells two things here. One is that this is not the chosen one story. This is not you must do according to the prophecy story. Two, the voices keep changing. So these are not prophecies. These are, I think, for every single Bene Gesserit member, there's another Bene Gesserit that is able to give out specific comments.
So imprints. It's mostly imprints. It's not
pretending to be premonitions and prophecies.
So this is him actively trying to not, like, no, I want to carve my own path. I want to be a noble leader like my dad. I don't want to give in to these deadly premonitions. No, fuck you, Bene Gesserit, or whatever the voices. But then in the end, as Dune Part 2 progresses, he's like, nah, man, this is what how Atreides is be doing, being noble. It's not cutting it. So now that I know that I'm like a direct descendant of the Harkonnens, let's Harkonnen that shit out. Let's do Harkonnen ways. Like go all in with the war and like go bananas, you know.
I mean, I said that it's not a chosen one story, but I love how they established that he has many names. He's Muad'Dib, he's Usul.
Yeah, and also there's his birth name Paul.
Yeah,
So yeah.
Paul Atreides, right? So one, he's a Bene Gesserit, right?
Yeah.
And then he's the son of an Atreides, right? So he's Paul Atreides. And then he's given a name Usul.
So he's also part of Fremen's also.
The fact that he's kind of like someone who is like you can look for to get to the source of where
And
things come
also
from.
because he knows his ways like a desert mice, which is Muad'Dib.
Yeah, he chose that name.
Yes.
Right? He chose that name, right? As the movie goes along, he's also Lisan Nagaib and everything like that, right? He's the one. This is, you know, when people talk of legends and the legends have many names.
Yes,
You know?
yes.
So this is the lived-in legend. You're seeing it as it unfolds, like in front of you. It's like the way they tell the story is like an epic. And speak of epic, and I'm not talking about like epicness.
I know, an epic. I get it.
So when later it is revealed that he is also Harkonnen, right? After he drink the water of life.
Which is a misnomer. It's a fucking poison. Actually.
Oh, at first I want to say the Shai-Hulud looks really intimidating, and we confuse it even after watching the movie the second time for the first movie. We thought there was only one worm. Apparently, there's like
Shai-Hulud
worms.
is just
and it's
what they call the worms.
Yeah,
the sand worms.
It's a singular and plural. You know, like samurai and manga and anime. You don't call mangas. You don't call animes. Yes. It's anime. It's manga. It's samurai. It's Shai-Hulud. So, in this movie, even though it is already established that there are many of them, it is still feel very much so majestic. Yeah, you can understand why although people die to these things, that they are the ones that dictate the terraformation of Dune. If there is not that much water, then so be it.
Yes.
If there are a lot of spice, then nobody can cultivate it. It needs to be there because it's by nature, right? That's why is not force of nature. I'm talking about the spice. The spice is a natural source that's supposed to be there. You know, just like any other source, like the petroleums that we take, right? If we keep taking them all, it's gonna deplete, and we're gonna run out of that. And maybe the earth is going to be more unstable because there is nothing that hold it together in the form of the petroleums. You know, the fossils that turn into this petroleum, right?
Yeah.
So, that's why the Fremen is fighting that, you know. So, I like how the Shai-Hulud feels more menacing than ever, not because of the volume, but because of the fact that they can do more for the people than just dare to eat their enemies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you know, the fact that when Paul learns after drinking the water of life that he is a Harkonnen, what he says is, oh, so that's the way to victory. We are Harkonnens. I thought what he was gonna do is going to politically marry one of the Harkonnens and be part, like make them one again. The Harkonnens and Atreides become the one house. But no, what he meant by that is to beat your enemy, you have to become your enemy. If you remember, there's a massacre in the first movie where the Harkonnens like just I wouldn't say guerrilla style, but in the middle of the night, after disabling all the alarms, all the defense system, come out of nowhere and just kill the Saudakar, kill most of the House of Atreides soldiers, right?
Yeah.
So to beat them, you have to do the same tactic. So it's a massacre from then on. If it wasn't a massacre before, comparatively to the number of Harkonnens dying to the Fremens dying, that's like, it's relentless. It's just pure massacre. They give no chances. He uses the House Atreides warheads that he found that he was able to access from Shai-Hulud, who on top of being the used to being like a member of House Atreides, he also becomes
A spice smuggler.
a spy smuggler, and he smuggles other stuff as well, right? So it's kind of like, it's kind of cool that he joins in with Paul. Maybe not for his fighting prowess, which he can fight. Yeah, he was able to survive it all. He was able to survive the band and everything like that. But he is also able to find a way to transport the warheads that is under the disposal of the last remaining member of the royal family of the Atreides. Well, so there is no, I mean, based on
They didn't show how they transport the warheads.
no, they didn't show it.
Oh, they didn't show it.
It's just like, we can just assume that because they don't show it.
Right.
The thing is, it is depicted in some of the premonitions that it will blow up, and then, as we know now, it's probably gonna be in the next films, right? That people die from the radioactivity. But Paul, even knowing that, and especially now knowing that he's the Messiah and he can bend the premonitions, right?
Yeah.
He can be sure to activate and detonate them safely enough on the side of the enemy. Like, for example, he didn't attack directly the the fortress, the moving fortress of the Harkonnens. He attacked behind it, so it creates an avalanche. So at the same time, the debris that will then hit the fortress wouldn't be too harsh that it will then hit back his soldiers. So he was able to deploy the warhead safely. There is no blemish in how he fights. They fight. They coordinate well. They execute the exact plan that they set, and they just kill Harkonnens after Harkonnens, Sardaukar after Sardaukar. They stand no chance. They win by being the Harkonnens, leaving no chances, letting like nobody escape, destroying every single one, not underestimating anyone for a single second. So this is basically Empire Strikes Back, but it's the Jedi striking back. It's the Rebels striking back. And this is so cool. It's like a reverse Empire Strikes Back. And but it's even better, because if you got destroyed wholly by the enemy, why won't you learn from that and do the same to your enemy when you want to get your revenge? He does exactly what we want him to do, and it's executed well. Because I'm so sick of looking at protagonists doing these stupid mistakes just so that the characters can learn a lesson, so that we can learn a lesson from the main character and the mistakes that they make. You don't need to make mistakes to succeed. If you can do it in an absolutist way, go for it. And they went for it. It's like,
Oh yeah.
marvelous, man, the way they go about it.
Speaking of mistakes, I love it. Like, no matter how calculative the Bene Gesserit is, they don't foresee that Paul's gonna do what he does.
Consider what you're about to do, Paul Atreides.
Yeah.
Because it was like the first movie was implied that the Emperor played by Christopher Walken is behind the fall of House Atreides, and then in this movie it is confirmed that he is responsible behind the fall of House Atreides under the the influence of the Bene Gesserit. But to see that Paul deriding from, like, because the plan was to like kill
All the Atreides, like, lure them.
yeah, because the Bene Gesserit doesn't want House Atreides to be the steward of Arrakis,
Yeah.
because they want like the more aggressive Harkonnens to do it, so they can like spread their fingers even more, like bring in power.
Yeah, because the Harkonnens are kind of dumb. They're like they're
They're easy to manipulate, so that's why they want.
yes. If it's Atreides, especially it's under Leto, it will be like
It's hard
to convince him to ban. I mean, like Leto doesn't even listen to his wife. Why
Yeah.
would he listen to the higher power of the Bene Gesserits, which are not his immediate family?
Yeah. So to see them like, fuck,
His wife, his concubine. Sorry.
man. So seriously like, fuck, Paul. Why you like why are you bringing the might of Atreides? You guys are supposed to be dead. Why are you alive again? Like, we want the dumb the dumb Harkonnen to rule the planet so we can bend them to our will. Why are you doing this to us?
And I like that because usually they would depict these like intelligent people to be what do you call that thing, so knowledgeable and so matured that they are the ones that tell people what to do and they will always succeed. But it shows that even from these elites, they are hubris. Usually hubris is depicted by coming from the warriors, but now it's coming from people that are what do you call it thing, supposed to be the politicians, you know.
Yeah. And they also kind of like look down on Lady Jessica, which is supposed to be part of the sisterhood.
Yes,
And to see that, you know what? I'm right. Fuck you guys. It's like,
and then
I'm gonna be like the new sect of the Bene Gesserit because you guys are failing right now. It feels like that.
I have to say this is kind of personal, but I want to say it's still kind of vague. There's no details. First, I want to say if you hear this, don't be sad about me. But I have family members recently who are old that died, but at the same time, who I am okay with. I'm not tight with them, but I'm okay with. But then there are family members who I don't like, who still is alive and kicking, and I'm like, oh god, the good ones die. The annoying baby boomers, they survive. The good ones die. So I really hate. They get under my skin. The character played by Charlotte Rampling really get under my skin, and especially when she says, "Oh, don't you understand? There is no side," meaning that now Charlotte is going to join, Paul Atreides.
Mohim,
And the thing is, because the movie already did everything that I want them to do, I thought for 1 second that Paul Atreides is going to kill her too, because she's freaking annoying. Charlotte Rampling's character as
Reverend Mother Mohim.
yeah, Reverend Mother Mohim. And yeah, like, she is just vile, man. Again, kudos to Charlotte Rampling. You get under my skin. You are the most effective actor in the entire cast. You're like, I really hate the archetype. I really do wish them the worst. I want them all to die. But because I have other family members and we have rules. I have my religion. You can't kill that person. You just have to accept that they're still here for some reason. So yeah, that's that.
Okay, that gets personal way quickly.
Yeah,
but
I have to explain why I hate Charlotte Rampling's character so much. Not in the terms of writing. She's perfect. In
but what she represents.
Yeah, what she represents. Personally, emotionally, I hate her. Yes, that's what I mean.
But yeah, it's just sad that the introduction of Emperor Shaddam the Fourth, that's his full name, and Princess Shira is just like a teaser. I wish they do more with them. Even after the fact that it was revealed that their house, which is House Corino, is behind the fall of the House Atreides. They're just there.
Yeah,
which is kind of sad.
They didn't do much. I mean, like, even if you want to say, oh, they're gonna do more in the future, if they're gonna appear in the movie that early on, they should do something with them. Which is like the same criticism that I can give to the show Hawkeye, because they like supposedly how it is written is that Kingpin is supposed to be an actual character in the show, but they cut everything and put it towards the end. He's like the final boss and anything like that. But that's just the fact that he doesn't do much in the show. If that doesn't do much, why is he there? Oh, just to establish the next thing. It feels kind of cheap.
But at least I can give it to them lah. This one.
Damn who?
What I mean,
Dune 2.
Dune 2.
Alright.
While you Chani played by Zendaya is like just there at least for those few talks and influence some things, plot beats in the movie at least, or like she gave her opinion, but it doesn't really move the plot along. But at least she has more things to say.
I think Chani have more things to say. And seeing is
No, I'm talking
also
about an improvement over Chani is nothing in the first movie, but Princess Rhoda, even though she's not focused enough, she speaks more. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you comparing Princess Irulan as the character in Dune 2 to Chani as a character in Dune 1.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
yeah. That makes sense.
Only that.
Yeah.
Only that. Yes.
In terms of like, him going for Princess Irulan, I mean, come on, man. Like, good choice, by the way.
Good choice.
In terms of Zendaya, I think, like, he said before when he talks to me earlier, is like, oh, because he betrayed her, you know, like I don't think that's the point where Zendaya was angry. I think the problem is now Chani, now they have to face a bigger war, the holy war against the other houses,
the great houses. Yeah.
the great houses that now coming to Arrakis. But the problem is Shani just want to save not the entire Fremen, just the North Fremens. She just
The
want
Fedekins.
to be,
Yeah.
she just want to like Fedekins is supposed to like be the warriors.
The warriors.
There's
Okay.
also the other people that are not warriors as well.
Yeah,
Just
okay,
mostly the North,
The Northern Femens.
the Northern Fremens. She just wants that. She just wants peace. And because this guy takes the helm so too much, so to the point that he does not only ride the religion, he is also using that to start another war. It means that more trouble is going to come to the people. That's the actual betrayal. That's the weight of the betrayal. That's why Chani got really angry. It's not just like, oh, I used to love you, but now you pretend to be someone else. I don't know who you are anymore.
That would be too flat, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
a combination of things.
There's more nuances in there.
Yeah.
Dude, still gone, man.
Still got.
Hasan lagi, listen lagi. You know, even after the fight, where Paul almost died fighting Elvis, and it's like, listen lagi. Like the way he delivered that line,
And
funny,
even during, Paul Muad'Dib this is trying to like assert his dominance in that very powerful scene, trying to like say, screw you, the fundamentalists, I am the next thing, I'm the big deal right now. And that is a very powerful scene. And then this out of nowhere, listen lagi.
I like the fact that even when he was ready to fight, Lisan Al-Gaib, because they were supposed to sacrifice their best, which is at the time the leader, the next to supposedly Lisan Al-Gaib is Stilgar.
Yeah.
So he was ready to throw his life away. Even at that, you can see the shift in the character. Like, he is a leader.
Yes.
He's the comic relief. He's a friend. And he's also like the advisor. And now, he's the warrior and a fanatic that is willing to sacrifice.
Yes.
Like, he has so many range.
Yeah.
Javier Bardem really knocks it out of the park. It's like, whereas he's just like, I'm just here, I'm Trident Wooey in Lars 17. In Lars stands for live action remake. Anyways, in this movie, dude, especially this one, he is like, oh gosh, so good. I mean, they show more of Babs as Jamis in here a bit. Although his role is very limited in both movies, his presence is felt throughout. I think it feels like his character is inserted into another form, into Chani. Chani is partly Jamis, and I like that. They even like allude to that where he was doing where Paul is doing his sand walk as part of the initiation to get to the fragments, and she's like, he hears, listen to a friend, and he thought that was Jamis, but it turns out that was Chani. And
Yeah.
I like the insertion. It's a very clean transfer of a character.
Character insert lol.
Character insert, literally character insert. No, it's still figurative, but the thing is, it felt literal.
Yeah.
Oh god, Dave Bautista, like his character is very very pathetic.
Yep.
Like that scene where it's like, what is it? It's trying to kill them, and then the people start dying, and then he falls back, and he just immediately turn around. Now that scene was freaking funny. And then when he got up, and then there's the one fragment, and one Fred. What's the fighter name? What's the fighter thing? The point is, a Freeman got into his ship, right?
Yeah.
He was like fighting for his life, thinking that was Paul Atreides. It shows how pathetic it is. For that moment, he's really scared for his life. Then he find out that he's just another guy. It's like, oh shit, man. Like if there's ever like the best of Batista, I think he shines most in Not at the Cabin as a very relatable and passionate character. He's good at being a deadpan and loving friend in Guidance, and this one Rebel, like he plays a pathetic character. Yeah. Speaking of pathetic, meaning that the roles by Walken and Florence Pugh, I think the problem is they're passive. They're just passive characters, and they're a passive character in a very active movie.
Yes.
It feels like out of place. It feels like they shouldn't be here. If you say, oh, they're here to establish this movie, like, at least let us feel like they're going to be something. You know what they feel like? They feel like, to me, to this day, the worst Marvel movie ever, Ant-Man and the Wasp. It feels like Lawrence Fishburne as Goliath. Outside of, a dick joke about the measurement of how big they've been before, in terms of being a giant man. I can't believe they still don't say giant man. That's the point right there. But anyways,
I think they do say giant man.
no, he did say like this. He say giant man. They say giant man. It's right there. But anyways, other than that, you don't see any Goliath in him. One, is already so freaking old for that role, and two, he's not even part of Civil War, which is like he was a big part in the comics. And three, the problem is they didn't even establish the Goliath side of him. He's just the professor, and he does nothing. He does nothing to guide the characters in the show. In fact, that he is not even the villain. He's just a partner to a villain, and even a passive partner at that. He didn't do much, in that movie. Just like that, it kind of feels like that for Florence and Christopher's character in this movie, which is a shame because dude, I was waiting for more, Florence Pugh and Timothée Chalamet butting heads, because they're both my celebrity crushes. So I was kind of disappointed.
Yeah. So yeah, what can we say? This movie is just packing, man. It's just packing. And
Oh yeah. The thing is it's kind of weird that the two characters that in Ant-Man, he's like one of the he's Polka Dot Man. Who's his name again?
David Desmalchian.
Him. And the other guy that what was it? His name, Tufir or something like that in the first movie. Yeah. Apparently, he tells me later that they were cut off the second movie. They were supposed to be there, but
they just Tufir. I don't remember which the other actor, but yeah. Tufir Howard was cut from part 2.
Yeah, that is David. As David Dalmatian as Peter DeVries. Something like that for House of Harkonnen, right? It's kind of weird that they're not there at all, not even a mention, not even a whiff. It feels out of place. The fact that they're supposed to be in place in the movie somewhere, but they're both not there. And
wait. But I thought the character played by
one of them died?
Dave Desmalchian died.
Oh, he died when?
during when he was poisoned by everyone in the room.
Oh yeah,
He died.
yeah,
He
yeah,
died there
yeah.
and then.
But Tufir is still alive, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, still Tufir wasn't there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, by the way, it's cool that in Dune they decided to change. If I'm not mistaken, in the books they were supposed to be blue or something. The entire being of them is blue, and there is supposed to be like some kind of mark that is blue, maybe the blue stripe inside here, like where
Red
people
Panther.
will put their zins, or like the what do you call that thing, the Wakandans.
Yeah, the volcanism thing.
Yeah. But instead, they decided to move the stripe, the blue stripe here, and then make the rest of the body, um,
Humanoid.
like not blue. So they feel more relatable. They feel more human, despite the fact they can like have visions and all that. Have like what we say, like kind of in the world of Dune, kind of magical.
Actually, they're not magical. I just found out that they are kind of a human computer called Mentat. They were developed because at one point in the novels, after the Butlerian Jihad, there's a law against AI thinking machines. So instead of doing that, they go to the route of making human computers and calling them Mentat. So that's what they are. Their origins are omitted in the new movies. So I get why we would be confused about what the Mentats really are.
Other than Benny Gesserit, their race is kind of magical too. But it's just a shame that we don't see much of them, and much of them in the both of the movies in terms of their race, and not much of them, and not much of Tufir, physically in the second movie. And it feels weird that he's just like not there. Like when you watch Multiverse of Madness,
Ah,
there's
okay.
no mention of the Vision. It's like that. It doesn't make sense. It's kind of a fundamental character that's just not there. An advisor to an entire house is just
Yeah.
not there for whatever reason. Correct me if I'm wrong. Was he also there in the first movie?
I don't remember, but what I read is like he was supposed to be in the second movie.
Oh, but it's not even exist. He doesn't even
But
exist in
he
second.
was I mean, like it was like special thanks to this actor. But Stephen McKinley Henderson,
Dude,
yeah, who plays Stephen Howard.
like these two movies feel complete. Although they establish more stuff, I think it feels complete. You watch a typical movie and you can kind of conclude, oh, this is what's gonna happen next. Even in that, especially in that sense, it feels like that. It feels like not a franchise movie, a movie, and I
Despite
love
that,
it, man.
since they were hinting about the Holy War, and that there is another novel called Dune Messiah, please watch this movie so that Dune Messiah can be made, please. 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 Please, I want to see more Shai-Hulud. Yeah. And the other things, of course. Yeah.
And okay, since this is a spoiler free review, and I kind of want to say some stuff. There are not that many. Is that I know three people who don't like the movie, and one of them is like disappointed about, oh, this not appearing in the book, that not appearing in the book. When I did say about how there's not much that Tufir isn't there, and how there's not much of Walken and Pugh's character, I meant that they are there. They have runtime, but they don't do much.
They're
Like
underdeveloped.
the underdeveloped characters.
Yeah.
But in terms of things that are not included, right? That is in the book but not in here. Other thing that's problematic. One, then the movie will be bloated
Yes.
because it's already a long ass movie.
Yeah.
Two, when you don't include stuff from the book, right? Doesn't make it a bad film.
Yes, yes.
Because this is another, like, okay. There's two ways to judge here, right? You can judge it as an adaptation, and you can judge it as a film. Now, judging it as an adaptation, I can't say much because I didn't read the book. So I can only judge it as a film, right? But all I can say is this. For you to be mad about things that are in the book but it's not in the movie, you should also consider how the movie already is, right?
Yeah.
So you add more stuff, there will be bloat. And two, probably some of the things might not even mesh because the movie is focusing on Paul Atreides' character. Maybe there's other perspectives of other characters that can change how the movie is told.
Yeah.
And that will make it very non-linear. So the casual crowd that's trying to get into Dune now, who's only consumption of Dune is the movies like us, right, would be able to get into it. And the way they do it here is feels like the best they could possibly do in a visual form, in a movie form.
Yes. Because yeah,
Maybe the book does it best in the book form, but this is the best they can do in the visual form. Like, I can agree. Okay, I already say why I don't agree with that. I'll say I can agree with my friend, right? And also, if I'm not mistaken, this is like Gogler says this part, which I can agree with. Yeah, like this is as good as it gets. And although I say I'm like in terms of expectation, were they met? I say 8 out of 10 for the second movie, right? I say that it's 10 out of 10 in terms of quality because I did expect more of a like a bunch of like people fighting. They do have those scenes, is that it's not focusing on that, it focuses on a massacre. So they do the art house style where they just do or the Sadaka moving along in the main throne chamber and then suddenly they disappear. They just that, right? They don't show it. Which is like kind of disappointing the me that is like, oh man, I wish I can see more like
sword clashing.
short clashing of like big crowds of people fighting, right? But when they do get into the action of the one-on-one fights, it feels very good that it makes up for all of that. So that's why I think even in the combat department, it feels even better than Star Wars episode 4 and episodes 4 and 6, right? When Luke fight Darth Vader, first Darth Vader bully him, and second he bullies Darth Vader, right? So
Yeah.
it's not, they're not really fights. And then again, Star Wars episode 3, arguably the best like sword fighting scene, right? But the best of the best is the Duel of the Fates from Phantom of the Menace, right? So this have more elements of Duel of the Fates than any other fight, if you want to go that route of comparing it between the two. And you can totally see the inspiration oozing out of it, from Dune to Star Wars. Like, dude, that guy, that Selvig is totally Jabba the Hutt, right?
Yes,
Jabba the
totally.
Hutt is totally inspired by that character.
Yeah.
And man, this is the best casting choices they ever made, although some of them are utilized. And I wish the best for all of them. The writers, the director, the actors. This is the great gate. I hope Dakota Johnson can join them after firing her stupid agents
Yeah.
that got her for Madam
Yeah,
Boy.
yeah,
And
yeah.
she was tricked into joining the MCU. But in this one, if she joins in, even if in this one movie, I think everybody will have a great boost in their career just by joining in.
Yeah, she could be a Bene Gesserit.
Oh yeah, she make a,
Oh wow.
Oh, man.
She makes a great Bene Gesserit.
she would.
She would.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please watch this movie, please. We want to see Dune Messiah, please. Please.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. You have any more to say?
No, I have nothing more to say. That's
Alright.
all from us. Alright. See you for Dunia Messiah.
Bye-bye. So there you go, folks. Our thoughts on the entire thing of Dune Parts 1 and 2. To know about our spoiler-free thoughts separately, you may watch Part 2 over here and Part 1 over here.